Welcome to the second installment of the McCormick Foundation Neighborhood Tours. These tours are a brainchild of David Hiller, our CEO. Combining his passion for Chicago and for learning, he suggested that we visit all of the communities that we support. The Foundation's community program makes grants in over 40 neighborhoods throughout the city, investing between $10 and $11 million in 250 organizations, providing critical support services to those neighborhood residents. Well, making that many grants, there's a tendency to start viewing our not-for-profit partners in isolation. These community tours gives us the opportunity to meet with them and their colleagues in the same room in the neighborhoods that they're serving, having informed discussions about the variety and complexity of issues that community residents face. These conversations have gone a long way to inform our grant strategy and to strengthen our partnerships with these not-for-profits. Our most recent tour was to the Rogers Park community. It's one of Chicago's most diverse neighborhoods. The residents come from over 80 different countries. Over 30 languages are spoken in the schools and the businesses of Rogers Park. Assets in Rogers Park include Loyola University, its diverse population, and a beautiful stretch of lakefront. Like all the other communities we've visited, though, Rogers Park is not without its challenges. Those include legal and employment barriers faced by undocumented residents, underperforming schools, and community violence. Senior leadership from our foundation attend these tours, giving them a glimpse into the work that our program officers do every day. We visited with 5 not-for-profit partners in Rogers Park and were hosted by Britt Shawver, the Executive Director of Housing Opportunities for Women. Britt's been with the organization for over 10 years and has led its transition from one that provided mostly shelter-based services to families in the Rogers Park community to one today that provides supportive housing, employment programs, and a host of other comprehensive services to families throughout the north side of Chicago.
Yeah, the Rogers Park community is a really unique part of the city insofar as it's really an entry point for many different groups coming in. A number of different immigrant groups and refugee groups find this to be their starting community, sort of foothold in the city, as well as young students exiting all the various universities around, and a lot of new families and couples coming to the city. So you get a real mix and an interesting fabric of communities within community here. We see as many as 37 different languages spoken here, and a host of different programs and subcultures that spring up around that. We work here at Howe with all of those different communities, but we also work in partnership with a number of different groups in the community that do asset-based work, building on the different traditions and cultures of all the different groups that have come to stay here. Here in Rogers Park, we see sort of a microcosm of the larger problems throughout the city, but families that come to us tend to present with any number of complicated problems, sort of interrelated, and typically one of the biggest ones is the breakdown in social structure and community around them, and that's a big focus of what we do. Everything we do is holistic. We try and focus on getting people reconnected to school resources, housing stability, job support, employment, academic support, specific legal structures, legal work that they might need, any of the things that help people address kind of core barriers to their long-term stability. We do a lot of work with education, both adult, basic ed, and kids, and overall family literacy, just to try and strengthen the focus of education and for the family. I think there's a couple of unique opportunities for funders to get involved in circumstances like this, where we all are working on joint planning as well as our individual pieces. There's probably a 2-level approach and opportunity for other institutions to come in and help. One would be capacity building within each of the organizations, so that those that continue to do the work are able to do so with best practices and well-resourced, and building the internal professional development and outcome-based, outcome-oriented systems would help elevate practice internally within each organization. But then also there's an opportunity, I think, for many philanthropy groups throughout the city to come in and take a part in this, elevating all of the work that we do into collaborative, community-level outcomes. In this environment, in this sort of collapsing economic environment, there's a real benefit for all of us working together. And frankly, the more we come to the same table and share information, the more we learn ways that we can be dovetailing our resources and leveraging the existing investment in the neighborhood to create a higher yield for everybody.